Hey guys, it's Otti again. I'm sitting here at the dark skies of a Witten festival, in Witten obviously, at the Werk Stadt Witten. So, and besides me is the band Black Doldrums. Hi first of all.
Hi.
You're playing here tonight. I think you're the opener this Friday evening. And people outside maybe might know you, but there always are people that don't know you. Can you first of all tell your names and your part in the band?
I'm Daniel and I'm the bass player.
I'm Sophie and I'm the drummer.
I'm Kevin, I'm the guitar player and vocalist.
And you told me you're from London?
Yeah.
And how would you describe your music to someone who maybe has never heard of you?
Probably sort of dark post-punk.
Yeah, dark post-punk. Not like strictly goth, but I mean goth is so vast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's like with quite a lot of different influences.
Yeah, I'd say that we definitely sound like we're from the UK. Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to your music in advance, and I think yes, some British touch in your music. And maybe if you talk about influences, what have been your influences?
I think we've got different influences. Mine are, well, I like a lot of soundtrack music, but I think for drumming and then the type of feeling that I like and put into it would be Bauhaus, The Cure, maybe a little bit Susie and the Banshees, but then I like a lot of electronic music as well, although we don't really sound electronic, but I think in terms of drums that probably fits in there quite a bit.
When me and Sophie first met and started the band, Sophie was more into Susie and the Banshees and Bauhaus, and she introduced that to me actually. And I was into that and liked it, and we met in the middle and sort of like agreed that we both like Joy Division and everything like that. Yeah. So different influences from different sides, I think, when we started.
Yeah.
It sort of came together.
Good. And if you tell, how did you meet? When was it? And how did the band start?
We met in Brighton.
Yeah, we met years before we started the band. It was just on a night out.
Just a music event, I think.
Yeah, and then
started talking about Joy Division actually. That was the first.
Yeah, that was the first thing. Yeah. And then we didn't start the band for maybe 3 years. Yeah, and we were just out, and then there was other bands playing, and it sounds really far-fetched, but this man said to us, "Oh, you look like you're in a band. You should be in a band." And then the next day we was like, "Okay, let's just start a band." So it started there. Yeah.
This is a cool reason to start a band. You look like you should be in a band, yes.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah.
And the story some years now, so maybe can you tell me at least 2 or 3 turning points of your band's story? What happened? What has been important?
Probably signing the first record deal.
Yeah.
And getting that released, and having Daniel join the band, because we started out as a duo. And then having Daniel join the band on bass, it freed us up to do a lot more musically.
I think another turning point was the person that we worked with for the first album, because he heard more of a post-punk sound in what we were playing live than what had been pulled out of it before for recorded music. So he really helped us to sort of refine that, and that helped us push that more.
So we didn't really realise where we sat and where we fitted in.
Yeah.
I think, and he heard something, didn't he? He kind of helped us fine-tune the sound.
Yeah, and then we developed it.
Yeah.
And then I think another turning point would probably be the archive support tour we did. So we just did a big arena tour in February, which was crazy, and that was a massive turning point. 7,000 people every night.
I think this brings a lot of audience as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely helped us out with this tour.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Did you get some reactions you didn't expect out of this? For example, people posting comments or stuff?
I guess we've had a gradual increase in that anyway, but I think the thing that's been most surprising about this tour was that we've been to places that we've never been before. So we've played in Serbia, for example, and Bulgaria, and We played in Greece, and we know we have fans in Greece, but every single show had like at least 100 people there, and yeah, like it was just, we were like, where are these people coming from? How have they heard of us? So before, we'd be happy. I mean, a couple of years ago we were happy with like 50, 60 people, but it's just increasing, and I guess like you let go of that worry of like, oh, how many people are going to be there? It's just every night's been really good.
Yeah, very responsive as well, very positive.
Yeah.
And I think the last days you toured as well, but it was a headliner tour of yours.
Yes.
So what have been the biggest experiences of this tour? What will you take home from this tour now?
I think all the people that we've met, actually.
Yeah.
We've met people from so many different backgrounds, and we've learned about where people are from, and what it's like in their countries, and their local music scene as well. I think that's been probably one of the biggest things that we'll take from this tour, and
I think you get to go to places that you would never normally go as well, because there's so many places in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So you get to learn what's actually happening in that place and talking to people directly, as opposed to having this kind of preconceived idea of what people are like and how they live and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So you get to go home and tell people what your first-hand experience is of different people from.
They were all the same.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, because we've done Western Europe quite a bit, but for
Eastern
us
Europe
collectively, Eastern Europe was a real eye-opener, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, very different, lovely people, very warm and welcoming as well. So.
I can totally imagine. I often heard that of Eastern Europe bands going there and saying, okay, they are so open, so nice, so friendly people.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
And I think a little bit more partying sometimes.
Yeah.
Like drinking even more beer than us do.
Yeah.
Although I think British people can drink lots of beer. That's what I experienced in England. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but is it like this? I mean, this post-punk scene is like, I think more settled people normally. But do you have some party audience sometimes? People getting into pogo or stuff like this with your up-tempo songs?
Yeah. We had another mosh pit in Budapest. That was a first.
We had a mosh pit in Paris last year, and in Zagreb there was probably about 20 people dancing. They all looked like they were dancing to a different song, but
had their own style, didn't they?
Yeah. There was lots of different dance moves going on. I think Zagreb was pretty party, wasn't it? Yeah.
Can imagine, totally. And now we're here at the Dark Skies or Witten Festival. Did you know the festival before?
No. We were playing at another festival, and then casting came up to us and said, I want you to play, but I'm fully booked next year, so 2025. And here we are. And the whole tour's been booked around this festival.
It's for cost and expenses. It's important to have some tour like this, especially coming from Britain, having all those travel problems now. But Carsten is a really nice guy. So he asked me. I think it was in Britain, some festival. He told something. Where you met him.
Bats in the Attic.
They're here.
And he told about your powerful show, so we have to deliver later on.
We've had 15 practices in a row, so
I'm looking forward to that.
We'll either be really good or really tired.
And I'm really looking forward to it, because what I listened to, your music on Spotify, for example, was really cool. I think the current album is, I'll read it because normally I don't do it wrong, in Limerance. And it's from October. This is where I have my notes for. So can you tell me a little bit, what has inspired you for this album especially? What have been the inspirations?
There's not an initial inspiration for the album from the beginning, but as you go through and start looking at it and analysing, trying to find out what it means after you've written it, it soon turns out that there seems to be common themes running through. So sometimes a lot of the lyrics are written based on what Sophie reads and references, because Sophie's quite well read and I'm writing the songs and we talk. And when I showed Sophie the lyrics and stuff so that she can do the artwork, she noticed this constant theme of limerance going through, which we didn't really realise. You might be able to tell them more about that. But
oh yeah.
It's just,
well, it sounds like a crush when you explain it, but limerance is basically, it's a state of mind where you're really obsessed with someone, not where you're stalking them, but to the point where like you have intrusive thoughts and it's all you can think about, and it's like obsessive. You know, when people say, oh, I'll die if I don't have this person, it's this kind of state of mind. And just because the lyrics were quite dramatic and it was like a desperate longing, and so I was like, oh, this is a really cool word, and no one knows what it means, so let's call it that.
Everyone gets to learn a new word.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm no native speaker, so I'm always learning English words every day somehow. Or sometimes I forget them and then get them back.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing. But it's cool, for example, interviews like this help me to get into, as I mentioned, English, into my English mood. At the beginning I always stutter and then it gets better and better. Is it like, do you have some foreign languages that you are capable of?
He's really good.
I speak a little bit of German and a bit of French, but enough to get around. Yeah.
So where does this come from? Did you learn it at school or from traveling around?
Yeah, travelling around. So like, we're quite close to Duisburg and Xanten, aren't we? I played there like quite a long time ago, like when I was in college. So yeah, that's probably where I picked it up from.
I'm living in Duisburg and I grew up close to Xanten, so I totally know this area. Great.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's good to be back. Yeah.
But back to you and your music. How do you work together? And your part, for example, in the process?
I think the process is mainly.
You do it on acoustic guitar.
Yeah, basically it's just I take lead of the initial structure, sort of the tune and lyrics and the song. Normally show you first. You help tweak it and arrange it, maybe change the pace with the drums, or maybe you already have some rhythms that you want to use, and then we'll sort of play it as all three of us. Daniel's great at playing bass, which is based on sort of, I don't know how
it was already written before I was in the picture,
and it definitely rolls into something else once he's on the bass and stuff like that, because he's very melodic. So
we all like the same music anyway, don't we? Pretty much, like, so yeah, it makes it much easier, doesn't it, when you're collaborating?
Yeah.
You like jungle?
I like jungle.
And don't want to get into every song, but I've written down you have one song called Tarantula. I just have to ask, are you afraid of spiders or do you like them?
No, I don't like them. I do have a cuddly spider called Robert. He's the only spider I like.
The band mascot.
Yeah, he's got a smiley face. He's got an Instagram page actually. He's named after Robert Smith.
Yeah.
But no, we don't like spiders. Why did you call it tarantula?
I've got a Bob Dylan book, Tarantula. It was on the shelf when I was writing it. Just liked it. If someone's word, it kind of rolls off the tongue. And I don't like. Well, I think the lyrics. Well, I was kind of self-conscious about the lyrics, in the sense of using it for a title, so it's used as a nice title, imagery or anything.
So it's often like images, like more like a painting of the words or the titles, or is it?
Yeah, or the meaning of it. Like tarantula sheds its skin and renews itself, so it's that kind of feeling for the song, like a rebirth. Yeah, kind of liked it. And then obviously I like the book as well, even though it makes no sense if you've ever read it. It's just complete nonsense, but it's just a cool word.
Yeah, it is. And spiders are somehow part of the dark and gothic scene and post-punk scene.
Yeah.
You always find them somewhere.
Yeah, we had Sidewinder on the first album, which is a snake as well as in this album. So. It's like to confuse people really. So there's like loads of little puzzles in there. Yeah.
Agreed. And are you already working on new material? Is there something coming?
Yeah, there's always stuff being made as we go. After we finish this tour and then the last few shows in May, probably knuckle down and do some demos. see if we can come up with a plan for recording.
Yeah.
But is it like, do you do totally new stuff when you restart, or do you have some, for example, not finished songs as well that haven't been on Limerance but now come?
Yeah, I don't throw anything away. I keep stuff, so there might be something on the next one which is really old, which only real original fans will know. Because it's just been knocking around for ages, and you kind of keep moulding it and then dropping it and then bringing it back. So stuff like that, yeah, I quite like doing that. I think a song is never really finished. It's kind of nice when you sort of finish it, but then you take it out on tour and perform it, and it changes.
So looking forward to this one. What else are the next steps after this festival? I think tomorrow we have a show as well.
Yeah.
But afterwards, what is coming? Do we have some, for example, videos or other shows coming?
Well, we were talking about doing another video for one of the songs off the album earlier. So we might look at that. But then we've got maybe a month and a half off. Then we're back in France and the Netherlands in May for 5 final dates. And then it will just be working on new material. We've got a London headline show at the end of July. Yeah. I think we'll all be recovering from the tours.
I hope we meet again at one of those shows or later on maybe. For tonight, how will you prepare now? What's important to you to get into the right mood to get on stage?
Well, I have to put loads of makeup on, so I'll be doing that.
Water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep.
So, I will let you sleep now. Do you have some message, some greetings to the people maybe at last, to the people outside?
Hope to see you at one of our shows one day, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll come to you or you come to us.
Yeah. You can follow us online, Instagram, and we're on Spotify and all the rest
Facebook and YouTube. Anything? No, said it all.
You just want to sleep.
Yeah.
Great. So thanks for a nice talk. It was really clever. People outside, thanks for watching Black Doldrums. Was another way. Black Doldrums, I think they are great. At least they are on CD or on Spotify. Probably on stage. We'll see you. And I say bye bye. Cheers. See you.
Tschüssi.
Thanks. Bye.